Okay. Hi, Tai. Gusuyo. Chuganabira.
Hi, Sai Gusuyo. How are you doing, Lynn?
Oh, it's exciting. We are on episode 9 of our HUOA Yuntaku Live series. And this is today we have our very special friend of mine, Dazz Toguchi. So we're excited to do that. But first, we have a lot of announcements and things we'd like to talk about. We just want to say thank you to everyone who's been continually to watch our show. For those of you, we have a little fan club now going on. So we're excited that we're also broadcasting our shows on Olelo TV now. Yeah. So we have a schedule on our HUOA.org website. We have different episodes on different days at different times. So this is a Hawaii Okinawa special, which is separate from our Hawaii Okinawa Today show, which will still be airing on its regular schedule. So it's not replacing Hawaii Okinawa Today. This is a special add-on that Olelo has been partnering with us for many years now. So they gave us some extra slots. So mahalo to Olelo Community Media.
Thank you. And just a quick reminder too, for those just tuning in, feel free, if you support what we're doing, please, go to our YouTube page and just type in Hawaii United Okinawa Association and hit subscribe. And that way also you'll be supporting us, and then you'll get updates on when we get new videos uploaded. So please subscribe.
Yes, and later on we'll be using that YouTube page as well for other videos and virtual events that we'll be bringing to you for probably the rest of the year. So we'll see how this goes. Where every week it's different news with the coronavirus pandemic. And so we're just trying to be as flexible as possible. And we appreciate everyone's patience as we continue to adapt and, survive in this new era. So we also wanted to share, clearly we're not the only ones who are trying new things in this era. And so we've noticed a lot of other Okinawan communities around the world actually doing something similar to what we're doing here with Yuntaku Live. So we wanted to just share some of our worldwide Uchinanchu network that we're watching on YouTube and other platforms. So I think the first one we thought this was very interesting, that the Chicago Okinawa Kenjinkai. So there's a Chicago group of Okinawan, Okinawan Association in Chicago, and one of their longtime Sanshin instructors, she wrote a song called Corona Bushi to the tune of Densa Bushi. And Densa Bushi is a very famous folk song. I think many of you who hear it will recognize the tune. But it's a song that talks about resilience, right? And in this times of, the coronavirus and things changing, and it's a bit tough, especially for a community like ours, right? We're so used to social interaction, and this time apart of being physically distant is a bit difficult, but trying to find ways that we can still socially connect.
Corona Bushi.
Corona bushi utaki nashichi mo awachi mamoti chushiru chitumi doya unige sabira kage ni chibaraya.
Yes, very good. So you can YouTube that too. It's if you look up Corona Bushi, I think Chicago Okinawa Kenjinkai, that should come up. Yeah. So we just thought it was really neat that there's other places, that are sharing and doing new things as well. Speaking of which, we also have all the way in Brazil. So for those of you who don't know, there are lots of Okinawans in Brazil. I used to think when I was little, we had the largest Okinawan community outside of Okinawa. I was very wrong. They have like 3 times as many Okinawans in Brazil. And so they have a very large, very lively Okinawan community in Brazil. And we noticed that they also have something called Yuntaku Kai, which is very similar to our show. Let's see. I actually can't understand what they're saying because it's all in Portuguese. But, we just thought it was a great coincidence, or there's other communities that are doing something very similar to like what we are doing. So I'm gonna bring them up.
que você explicasse para a gente, Cato, o que é o Eissá?
Bom, Eissá, né? Acho que muita gente acaba conhecendo como tambores de Okinawa, né? Eissá, na verdade, é uma dança típica, né, de Okinawa. Existe a história toda assim, mas só que antes de eu explicar, eu queria deixar algumas coisas bem claras.
Yes. Like I said, we DJ and I, a couple of us had found that video. We were just so I know, the same guy has the same beard as DJ, and then nice, a lot of similarities with our Yuntaku live show, and so it's just neat to see our worldwide Uchinanchu communities all over the world connecting with each other.
We got a lot of comments saying that these guys look just like us, so I just want to do a quick comparison here.
There you go.
Don't they look like our doppelgangers? Got the same beard going.
Doppelgangers, yes. Too funny.
So if you want to actually have a lot of really good videos on their YouTube site, just go Urizun Kai, and they have a wealth of video on Eissá, and that's going on in Brazil, and then a lot of Kobudo and Okinawan karate videos. So please check them out.
Yeah, really cool stuff. I'm sure they're doing the same thing with us. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Let's see.
So next, we wanted to, every week we feature a different restaurant, and this week we wanted to. There's a connection actually with our special guest. So Dazz Toguchi is the same family of the Highway Inn Toguchis. So Dasmin on or?
Yep.
All right.
Hey,
how's it going, Dazz? Long time no see.
How are you folks?
Yes, thank you. So this week, like I said, we feature a restaurant usually, and try to do Okinawan owned restaurants around town. And today we're gonna do Highway Inn because it's actually the Toguchi family, of which Dasmin is a parent. Yeah. So Highway Inn is actually, they started off in Waipahu. Most people know them as a Hawaiian food restaurant, and like many Okinawan restaurants back in the day, they started off not with it was local Hawaiian food because that's what they felt that would sell best in the community. And so a lot of that era, a lot of them use the word inn, like Columbia Inn, Highway Inn. There's other inns, yeah. So. But yeah, right now they're still on a takeout menu. As things change with the COVID-19 era, they're adapting and adjusting. Right now they have the Kakako store and the Waipahu store, and it's just an icon of Hawaiian food, and it's one of the places I take people all the time when they come to visit. And but for those of you who didn't know, yes, this restaurant is an Okinawan-owned family. It's a third generation, yeah, Daz.
Yes, third generation.
Yeah, so right now, CEO is Monica Toguchi Ryan. That's Dazz's cousin.
Shout out to Highway Inn, Monica.
Yeah, so big shout out to Highway Inn. Please support. They're still doing a lot of takeout, counter service, and then you can go to their website for the most up-to-date menu. As of right now, they are still just doing takeout. Yeah. They're going to start their dine-in service a little bit later, maybe next week or so. But, with the changing, every day things are changing with coronavirus. So I'd recommend checking the website out, and making sure right now, their hours are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. For counter service. So that's like if you're going to sit down at the counter, and that's limited service. Yeah. So you got to check, but it's more 11 to 7 p.m., 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Got it.
Thank you. Highway Inn. All right.
Making me hungry for some Hawaiian food.
Oh, right. Very good. Very good. All right. So really, Dazz doesn't need any introduction. Everyone, this is Dazz Toguchi.
Everyone.
He's very much so.
In the rest of the world, I hope you guys are all okay. Shibari yo. We all stick together as one. So, hontoni yaninju, or we are one family. So, this hard times of pandemic, it's good that now we have this connection of Yuntaku Live or Yuntaku Kai. So with technology, we want to say thank you to that, that we still can connect with each other, keep our distance and practice safety and all of that. So yes.
Yes, very good. We're super excited to have you on the show.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, we wanted to ask you a little bit about. I know you got asked to do a collaboration, right?
Yes,
With other dancers in Okinawa.
Yes.
And I believe it was part of this overall project called Sanshin Kumiai.
Yes.
Or Sanshin Yuimaru. Anyway, can you tell me a little bit about it?
So Yuimaru or Sanshin is called Sanshin Kumiai. It's on Facebook and Instagram. So there's a radio station in Okinawa that promotes Okinawa and of course Sanshin, right? Sanshin Kumiai. But we wanted to change it up where now there's dancing, taiko, koto, kucho, fue, the rest of the Okinawan traditional instruments. And I was super stoked having a phone call from one of my senpais or my mentors from Okinawa. We went to the same art university. And the person who put the song together, he wrote the song, you know, the composer, it was another senpai of mine while I was at the art university in Okinawa. He was a third year student. I was a first year exchange student from Okinawa of 2004, I believe. How time flies, right?
Wow.
So I got that phone call and I was really stoked. So it's a 4-verse song, little description on the song. It talks not specifically about a pandemic or Corona. It talks about when hard times are here, which could be from weather or hardships. Sooner or later, the flowers will bloom again. The sun will come up and we'll join hands and be as one. And to like just see all of us coming back together as one again, you know, just back to normal is what the song kind of describes. So there's four verses. First verse is another senpai of mine and her little daughter. So I thought that was really cool, dancing aside her mother. Second verse is another kohai who came after me at the art university. And third verse, I got third verse. It talks about rainbows. So they said, oh, why don't we give it to Dazz because he's in Hawaii. And many places in the world that you get to see big rainbows or rainbows, right? Every time I have guests from Okinawa, Japan, they're like, oh, Miji, there's a rainbow. I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty common.
It is something we can't take for granted, right?
We just take for granted, not knowing that to someone else that's like, wow, and you're snapping away with pictures and putting it up on social media. So that verse talks about that rainbows that will pop out again and everything will be perfect. Third verse is that we'll join hands, and the ending part is we all come as one again. So the collaboration you'll see in the video that all 4 verses now we're all back together as one. So a little description on that about that song.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to play it real quick.
Oh, thank you.
Minasan, こんにちは。はい、玉城スクールきな霧の会の西村彩乃と
大城花
です。はい、今日は出井俊一さんの曲で、振り付けをしました。家族みんなで踊れるようになっていますね。はい、私たち以外にもいろんな方々がこれから出演しますので、そちらもお楽しみいただきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。
嵐の中藤若き一応さいちゃたりがどしはゆらてたげたげにうちはかやびらあれちもすりあわちょてひやびかせあれかりよし強みかせならくるりくるりひやみかしうきて共にはたやびらうちゆいゆいゆいまるはげにゆいゆいゆいまるあれちもすりあわちょてひやみかせあれきちゃちどんどん強みかせ嵐夜の後や路地空でもまたいてる土地 笑っていちゃやびら笑っていちゃやびらあれちもすりあわちょって冷やみかせあれかりよしかりよし強みかせチュチュチュ朝一もそみるおかしい言葉や一のようになってん後ど宝どやいびんど後ど宝どやいびんどあれちもそりあわちょって冷やみかせあれちびょうしあわちょって強みかせあれかりよしかりよし冷やみかせあれかたちどんどん強みかせ
Very nice, Dazz.
Oh,
Sugoi, sugoi.
I love that video. Oh, so thank you so much. Can you tell us, you mentioned going to the art school,
Yes.
back in 2004, and like a lot of the people that we've been featuring on the show have also gone to we call it Geidai, Geijutsu Daigaku. So can you tell us a little bit more and about the other people in the video, like how you mentioned, this is really big dancers actually, yeah? They're
So to have that honor to be called all the way from Okinawa, and I got that phone call. It was like 1 a.m. Hawaii time.
Of course.
7 or 6 o'clock their time. I was like, okay, did something happen to Okinawa?
Right.
Why am I getting a call? But not thinking about time-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So they mentioned that, as students go to the art university, exchange students for that 1 year, Okinawan government funds that 1 year program. And after that, when you return home, the whole purpose of returning back to your motherland or your country, not your motherland, your country that you came from, is to share back with your community, like use Hawaii to share back what I've learned, my experiences, to help to inspire younger ones for future ones to be motivated to promote Okinawan culture. So when I got that phone call, it was a big, big honor. But yet I was very nervous at the same time, because a lot of times, we have to measure up to that level, of Okinawan dance, or if you play Sanshin, it's Sanshin to that level of being Okinawan enough to be Okinawan. So I was kind of worried I was going to turn it down, and I spoke to another friend in Okinawa, and she's like, they don't call a lot of people. You better take that opportunity and get on. I stayed up late, and a dear kohai of mine, Sarah Nakatsu, helped me with the whole video and came over. I mean, we had to move things. Obviously,
I know. I was like, oh, you move things around your house.
Yes, even to my place. But it's the whole big part of it was to practice our culture and our arts, even though with this Corona time, to show the power of our passion for Okinawan music and dance or culture, and to spread it around the world. That even though with this pandemic, we still will stay strong and stick together. So, social distancing, a lot of things were canceled, like our Okinawan festival here in Hawaii. So many events got canceled, but with this thing, we give hope to many other Okinawans and Okinawans at heart and other people around the world who's interested in Okinawan culture and language. So to get that phone call and to be a part of that video was a very big honor for me. And I thank the senpais of Okinawa and all of that. So those dances that you see there, when you go to Okinawa, when there's dance shows or posters, they're on like almost every single poster.
Yeah.
So they're like up there in levels.
It's really interesting to see them at home too, at
each house or their dojo. So,
in their dojos. So. Thank you so much for sharing with that. I'm so excited that we can share that with our community.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I'm sure everyone also wants to see you dance again, like here in Hawaii. For those of you who don't know, of course, that's when he has a fan club, right? That your Obasan fan club. But no, he's definitely one of our popular dancers over here. And so can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Okinawan dance, how you started, and what inspired you?
Okay, so when I was growing up, I was raised by my mother's mother, who's non-Uchinanchu, Chinese. And when I was growing up, she always said, oh, you're Uchinanchu, you're Okinawan. I did not know what that meant. And I went to one Okinawan festival, and it was a pretty big one because we had a parade. I remember going down Kalakaua, and it ended up in the Kapilani Parade. And this was years ago. I was probably like 5 at the most at that time, I believe. I fell in love then, but unfortunately, I didn't get to see my dad's side because my mom and dad are separated. So I didn't see too much of my Okinawan side. And as I got older, that calling for this music and this dance just kind of was hungry for this inside, you know? And I remember where we lived in the Kalihi Palama area, there was this little shop on Liliha Street called Okinawa Ya. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's right above, maybe above School Street McDonald's going Mauka. So I went in there and they had like Okinawan little goodies and music tapes and video VHS tapes. No, they had beta too. Yes, that's how long ago this was. And there was a lady there, and she approached me. Oh, can I help you? And then started off. Oh, I'm Okinawan, and she's asking my family name and where my family's from. I was like, this is a lot for me to know. Right? 9 or 10 at that time. Knew very little of my Okinawan culture and side of me. And she was a Koto sensei. Her name is Katsuko Teruya sensei. I'm sure a lot of people who are in the active in the community. She was here, and she's a longtime Koto sensei here in Hawaii. And she was the one that kind of got me inspired. And I asked her, I already knew I kind of wanted to be a dancer, I had that feeling of more a dancer than music instruments. But she was a Koto sensei, so she was trying to get me to play Koto. She's like, Koto do desu ka? Like Koto? And I was like, I think I like dance better. So I asked her, is there anywhere close by here that I could ride my bicycle? Because that's how my transportation was, my little bicycle. She said, oh, up the street, there's a dance school there, Nakasone Dance Academy. So I went and I got introduced to Yoshiko Sensei. So I started my training there at Nakasone Dance Academy under the direction of Yoshiko Nakasone Sensei. And then from there, I got more hungry. I wanted to go to Okinawa. I heard about this Kempi scholarship that Okinawan government funds every year. And my senpais, my mentors who went before me were like, oh, Daz, I think you'd be a good candidate. Why don't you try out for it? I did. I got it. Very grateful to Okinawa, the government, and the support that I had on the way going there. So that is like, it was the kicker up from there. And then after that, there was like no stop. Then I found out about konkuru, so all this testing. So I said, okay, yes, I gotta measure up. Nerve-wracking and everything. But yeah, that's how it kind of all started. So those two ladies, Katsuko Teruya sensei and Nakasone Yoshiko sensei, are like the big two, raise the roof kind of person for me. Now I culture. So yes, that's how everything kind of started, and it just took off from there. It's awesome.
And Daz, how old were you again when you started dance?
I was about 9 or 10.
Oh,
and then I learned paranku under the direction of Beatrice Tokuhama sensei. And they used to get together at Lanakila Rec Center on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And started paranku, and then so that's how kind of the dance started kicking in.
Yeah.
And then when I went to majority of the ladies used to dance for Nakasone Yoshiko sensei, and the big recital was coming up. This was, I think, 94, around there.
Okay. Yeah.
And Lynn, you too, we used to
I know. Probably
so,
around there, yeah.
And then the 3 generations, Nakasone sensei, her 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters, the curtain opened, that was Kaja Fuan. And the curtain opened up, the music started, and I was just like, this.
Wow.
I don't know how to describe this feeling. It was just like, you belong here. This is your calling. And I wanted to find out more information, and that's how we started everything. Yes. So 9, 10, I was getting around with my little bicycle. But then
That's
nice. You have to go up the hill, right?
Yeah, that's
halfway just walk the bike already.
Hey, there must be a picture of you two somewhere, later, right?
Let's not bring that picture.
So for those of you who don't know, I also used to dance with Lin Yoshiko Nakasone sensei when I was a child, and so I'm a little bit older than Daz, and so I think when I was probably 12, and Daz, if you're 9, I was 12. Yeah. So there's gotta be photos of us somewhere.
I want to see. I'm sure everybody else wants to see out there too.
12-year-old face from now on. And this year-old will delete and delete. Yes.
We gotta find those photos. But yeah, Both of us.
Don't look too hard, okay?
Yeah, I know. I actually don't. Yeah.
I have a feeling David Jones will look very hard for
I'm gonna find these photos, and it's gonna be.
It might pop up next week.
Yeah. Oh. We're probably gonna have some of our live commenters like, "Hey, I have these photos from 1993, 94, whatever it is." Yeah. Oh, great. But I think that's so important for us to hear how the inspiration, and really it can be just the one, kikake.
So
the catalyst that gets you interested.
Yes.
And it's usually somebody or some moment, right, that you remember, like, wow, this is what I want to do this. So thank you, Dazz. And for so many people who've probably, seen you dance, I don't know if we've ever heard your story. And
yes, I'm sure there's only about a little handful that knows the start of this whole Dazz Toguchi story of dance and whatever you want to call it. Yes. But to my Okinawan fans and, especially I hate to use this word, my obasangs, I might say. Yeah, to really give me that support and love, so we have something there. Yeah.
There is something there, that's for sure. All right. So tell us about the first song that you're going to dance.
So the first song it's actually a Yayama number. It talks about harvest moon or full moon time of. So like yesterday, I don't know if a lot of you folks are familiar with lunar calendar. So now that Okinawa is part of the nation of Japan, we follow the Japanese style, American calendar, Western calendar, to say. But yesterday was lunar calendar 15th of the month. So 1st and 15th for Okinawan people, our culture, Okinawan people, is very important because that's the day you totome or you hinokan. Most Okinawan homes have hinokan, which is the fire goddess. Usually it's kept in the kitchen and you change the water, sake. So yesterday was Jugonichi. So when I was growing up, I always had this attraction to the moon, especially full moon time. And sometimes I would lose track of dates and times, but somehow because the level of low tide and high tide picks up, our body is made by so much fluids, just water actually. So you can feel it if you're more sensitive to, the surroundings, nature and everything. The moon is super, super round and at its brightest during the full moon of the lunar calendar of the 15th, and yesterday it was. So I always was attracted to the moon, and that song really brings out that feeling, So my inspiration or my vision of this dance would be was a full moon night like last night. Hot summer months, as now we're approaching summer, and you're reminiscing about the times, the wind is so still in Okinawa, but yet the moon lightens up the whole island. And if you're by the beach, if you notice when there's full moon, the sand just glitters up, like there's like broken glass or just crystal-like form. So that's how I got kind of inspired of this song. Yes.
Right.
So I had two of my kohais in Okinawa kind of change it up a little bit, my tempo of dancing and to how the rhythm of how I felt that the dance should look like. Yes.
Okay.
Very nice. I'll let you go ahead and queue up and get ready.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, as he's getting ready, I just want to thank Johnny Tamura real quick because he's backstage, like doing he's our sound guy today. He's also the executive director of the Hawaii Okinawa Association. So big shout out to John, who's helping us with a lot of the AV technical stuff downstairs. So thank you guys. As a quick note, we're always looking for people with more of those skills to help us with various events throughout the year. It's a great skill to have. To set up the sound and the mics. I'm actually really terrible at it. I just side and I just let them do their work, and I just test 1, 2, 3 into the mic. That's all. That's my job. Yeah. So
I'm hoping to learn myself actually on the sound side.
Yeah. Thank you, John. All right.
But even on the visual side too, on the streaming side, if anybody is interested in learning, then please let us know, even if you don't know. Yeah. But if you're technical,
yeah. We're gonna need a few strong people to do multiple different things for our virtual event coming up. And I think even after coronavirus is maybe not as big of an issue and everything, I still think we're gonna use this platform as a way to reach a lot of our members. What I've been very, very happy to hear is that a lot of people have like put it on for their grandparents, right? They'll just play it for their grandparents. People who, you know, maybe not doing the whole Facebook Live or YouTube Live, but because we now have a collection of these videos where we're keeping these stories together. And so I'm really, really glad that we're all learning how to do this. I also need to learn a little bit more about StreamYard. DJ is doing everything right now, by the way, just to let everyone know.
No, with a lot of help too, actually. a lot of great resources. I think they're ready, so we'll bring them online.
All right.
Wow.
Good. Wow. Thank
Very
you.
nice.
No, that was really, really good. I think I was trying to imagine the moon, right, as he was talking about that. Especially with as you know, in the hot summer night, because it's been to Okinawa in the summer, it's hot. Like it is really humid. Yeah. And so I was like kind of picturing that slow, you know, you don't even want to like move too quickly because you're gonna sweat. That kind of night, that kind of full moon night that I think I was thinking of while he was dancing. Let's see. Back on. Hi, Desmond.
Hey, Desmond-san.
Thank you so much.
So nice.
Thank you.
I'm just so impressed with how gracefully your movements are.
Thank you.
I know that's not easy to do.
心配。
よかったよ。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Very good. Good job. So just wanted to mention too, so you're Azama Honryu だね.
Yes, Azama Honryu.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about that and how maybe hopefully in looking to the future, right, and looking for students in the future. Yeah.
So I was introduced to Azama Sumiko sensei, the founder of Azama Honryu, to Nakasone Yoshiko sensei. So in their times, their peak of their dance time when they're, you know, in their younger days, they learned under King Ryosho sensei. So that's how everything started. And when I went to Okinawa, Nakasone sensei introduced me to Sumiko sensei, and from there I learned under Azama Sumiko sensei. Unfortunately, Sumiko sensei has passed. The daughter now is the Nidaime, or second generation head grandmaster of our school of Azama Honryu. So when I took my Shinjin-sho, my first degree in Okinawan dance was under Sumiko sensei, the founder of Azama Honryu. And when I took my Yushu, unfortunately, the passing of Sumiko sensei, the daughter, was my sensei for my Yushu show. So I'm sure that a lot of you, whoever watched last week, I think Allison Yanagi was on. So Allison is also a part of the same dance school as we're both part of the same dance school. And just I believe of last year, later part of last year, she had her Kyoshi Menkyo, or teacher's license. So she holds a Kyoshi title there under the Azama school. So we're the second Azama style dance outside of the motherland of Okinawa. The first one outside of the motherland of Okinawa resides in San Francisco. Kiniko sensei. So she was the first one to take the Azama style outside of Okinawa. And then now Allison and I are here in Hawaii promoting the Azama style dance. Yes.
Very good.
Yeah. So future-wise, I try to, whenever I find out who's Okinawan or their last name, or I look at people's credit card, cash register. Oh, you're Okinawan, and I get into this whole thing and get carried away because I'm so passionate about our culture and the future-wise to get more younger people aware. And I think by getting the younger one, it has to start from either their parent or grandparent. It has to take an elder of their family member to promote them, to kind of push them to lead them into the Okinawan culture or our community that we have to offer. And so I get told like, oh, but I don't know how to dance. I don't have rhythm. I can't play an instrument. It's not just by dance or music that you can help promote or spread our Okinawan culture. It's, there's a part for all of us. Financial side, from volunteering. I mean, there's so many ways that you could give back to us Okinawan community. I'm sure we have viewers from Brazil and elsewhere who are tuning into this. So even for you folks, when I go to like some of the Kenjinkais on the mainland that I've performed for in the past, and when they come here to visit our Kenjinkai, they're like, oh, is there a party before your guys, installation banquet? I was like, no, we're setting up for it. It's like 2 days prior. So like Thursday night, we're setting up. Friday, the decorations, the flowers. Saturday is usually the big day when we install our new president and elect our officers. And they're just so blown away of how many people come out to that event. And I tell them that under the HUOA or Hawaii United Okinawan Association umbrella, there's so many clubs that we belong to. You know, like it's like the hometown ancestral village or city. And so I get a lot of people tell me, but I don't dance. There is always a part, and it's never too late. Or because people say, oh, I'm old, I can't get it anymore. No, there's always a part for you. What are you counting booklets or doing flower arrangement, from cleaning up, you name it, we got it. So you don't have to be a dancer. For you viewers out there wanting to get your young ones interested, but it's a start. But the start has to come from somebody older, like a grandparent or parent. Because now kids are given the choice. Oh, you don't want to go to Shinenkai? Okay, you don't have to. When I was growing up, it's Shinenkai today, you're not going to Saturday night. I'm like, right? So it takes that kind of discipline or push in order for our future generations, the young ones, to get into the culture. I don't know, I'm sure if some of you didn't hear about the club called Shinka. Now we're on our fifth year.
5-ish, yeah.
5, yeah, because we the founder Lisa Hanae, 2 times serving as president, and now we have Nagamine. So on the club, let me just talk about a little bit of that, going off the subject of dance and everything. But it's from 21 to 40, and people ask, why those weird ages, 21 to 40? And I feel that time that people are graduating from college, trying to settle down, find their career, start a family, you kind of fall out of the loop of the Okinawan culture or our community, and then you get so caught up by doing all of this so-called adulthood thing, right? And so we formed a club where you can meet younger Okinawans around the same age, from 21 to 40, to share culture and values of different points of view of how we can promote our Okinawan culture for future-wise, and I'm pushing kind of 40 soon, so like, oh man, practice whip and get this going, for future ones to join. So I think we have roughly, Lynn, you're a member, right? David, aren't you a member as well?
Member as well, although I think I age out soon too.
Yeah, next year, but it's okay.
Yeah, so that helps us to even, meet other Okinawans around our age. So that's a kicker upper, yeah. Hikari for that. So
yeah,
it's so important.
I just wanted to share something kind of special that Shinka started doing in the middle of coronavirus, because a lot of, because it's the younger generation, they have more tech savviness. And so they started with Sunrise Restaurant, and just to make sure that they claim their business on Yelp and Google Maps, so that when people look them up online, they can easily find information about their menu and hours and stuff like that, because that's how people find information now. And if you're not tech savvy enough to figure that out, so Kent Higa is one of the Shinka members, and he's offering some of the restaurants just to set that up for them, so that they can make sure that they are successful throughout this whole coronavirus thing. So like Daz said, it's not just dance skills or performing arts, just all kinds of skills that we actually can use to help our Okinawan community. So
that's great.
Also having like leadership too. You can, a lot of people hate to say that, I hate to say this, be followers, but there's always a place in our community that you could help with. So like even Okinawan Festival, unfortunately it's canceled this year, but that's a big one that a lot of manpower is needed. Yeah, so it takes an elderly or the member of that family to really inspire the younger one to be active in the Okinawan community.
Yeah. Okay. So, we just wanted to make sure that, we get all of our stories in. And so this is good, but we definitely want to see you dance again. So, yeah.
2 is enough for the video, and this is 2, right?
Yeah. That counts. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your next dance that you're going to do.
Next dance, a lot of the older aunties would always say, oh, that's your juhachibang, or that's your dance to go to, or your music to go to. It's entitled Hatomabushi. Also comes from the Yaeyama chain of islands, southern part of the main island of Okinawa. But the traditional, or the real way of Hatomabushi is actually the slower version. It's not sung as fast as you'll hear real soon. And then when the mainland of Okinawa adopted the music, they kind of sped it up a little bit and made it a little bit more.
Oh, I didn't know that.
More playful in tuning. Yeah. So Hatomabushi will be dance next.
Hey.
Hatomabushi.
Hatomabushi. Okay, so we'll let him set up really quick, but wanted to say thank you to everyone for watching us. We appreciate the support. And we also want to make sure that everyone knows that we do have a donate button. We have a, if you go to HUOA.org, upper right-hand corner, there's a nice bright red donate button. You can pay, use online through PayPal, or you can just pay with a credit card. You don't have to have a PayPal account to donate there. Any, small tip jars, like a tip jar, $5, $10, $20, or whatever your heart's desire. For those of you who are able and can give at this time, I know it's a really tough time for a lot of people out there with our unemployment rate so high, but for those of you who can, we appreciate any donation that you would be able to make right there where DJ is pointing to the donate button. You just click there and you can go straight to our donate page, and it's nice and easy. I tested it out the other day. Yeah.
And actually, we did have a few donors last week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Excited. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We very much appreciate it.
C3 nonprofit, so your donations are tax deductible.
I believe looks like Dazz is ready.
Okay.
Hey.
I love the shot at the end.
Hey.
Yay, hey.
Hatomabushi.
So for those of you who've probably seen and heard that song many times, That's one of our favorites. I would say fan favorite, right? So hatomabushi. I didn't know that actually, I have heard it much slower. The original, like you said, the Yayama version, right? The original is much slower, but that as it got to Okinawa Honto mainland, it got, or I guess mainland is all relative, but it got a lot faster, and so that's the one that we're used to hearing, and so.
Hey, what's very interesting? I'm sure a lot of you know, but Okinawa has their Uchinaguchi, their own Okinawan language. Yayama is not that far, but Yayama actually has their own very distinct language as well too.
I think, like we say mensore, right, on Okinawa Honto, but I think theirs is, what is theirs? Ori or something like that. Yeah, it's something completely different. Yeah. And yeah, it's just like a totally separate language, and so that's one thing. Miyako has a totally different language too, and there's actually a bunch of different types of languages within what Ryukyu, right? So it is now Okinawa Prefecture. So lots of really interesting history there. So
it looks like Dazz is ready.
Is he ready? Yeah.
Yep.
Hey. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you. Very nice.
Touch the bread there.
I always get nervous for you when you tie in the stuff.
I know, to make the music. I'm like, that's a challenge of that dance and the first verse going down on your knees.
Yes. I always get
getting older, the knees are starting to go. I'm like, all I need to do is on this thing and totally eat it.
And then you gotta get up.
Yes, exactly.
Gracefully.
Yes, but it was funny how David and you are talking about just because just differently that Yayama, Miyako are so close to the mainland, the main island of Okinawa, that the language is very different. Mainland Okinawa itself has its own language. Like you go to King has their own way of speaking Uchinaguchi.
That's right.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing because like in King they don't say akisamio like us most. The standard, oh my goodness or oh my god, it's e kucha kucha or e kucha. And I heard that. I kind of like that. I'm gonna start using that. So I started using it, and my friend's like, "Is that one of your new words now besides sep sep?" So,
okay, for those of you, so sep sep is not an Okinawan word. Explain.
Yes, I get text that or asked that on Instagram, Facebook. What language of Okinawan dialect is that? I'm like, it's not Okinawan. Sorry. I say it a lot. I mean, if masang sounded as good as sap, then I would use masang. Yes.
Yeah.
Going back to like what Lynn was saying, Yuji was saying about even Miyako. The first time I heard, I was at Hokkaido, the Starbucks, sitting down waiting for a friend, and there were 3 obasang ladies in the back of me, and they were speaking this language or this dialect that I never heard in my life. And it's interesting. It was rough, but then it sounded a little bit Samoan, and it sounded like Mongolian, but some Naka kind of dialect. And my friend came and asked my friend, "Try to listen to what language are they speaking? That's not Okinawan. I know Okinawan words, and that's not Okinawan." So she kind of leaned back and listened into their conversation. And she told me, "Oh, they're from Miyako."
Oh.
And I heard, and then Miyako, like tandi ga tandi ma tandi is.
And
I was like, what? And Faiga Fai, Tabinasai or Usagami Sore, Tandi ga tandi ma tandi, Faiga Fai. I was like, whoa, that sounds Samoan. I grew up in Kalihi, so it sounded like Samoan there, but it's Miyako. So going back to that, that's very interesting that we have those dialects in Okinawa and itself.
Right. Yeah. It's very fascinating.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much, I know, for joining us today. And
thank you. It's an honor to be here to share my story with the rest of the listeners, our Okinawan community here. Thank you, Lynn, DJ, Johnny Tumura to my left there. He's working hard, even though he's not on the camera. To that, our executive director, his job is so big. And our president, Lynn, who's on this, what bad timing to be a president.
Okay.
But, we all push you, and, to all of us Uchinanchu listeners out there and Uchinanchus at heart, Chibario, Chibario, Chibario.
Chibario. They told me, I think that this year, because of the, just a special year that it is, maybe this is the right time and right place for me to be president, because it's just, it's different. So Here we go.
Yeah, but I'll have a talk later on after I get off camera with John. Maybe you gotta serve one more term.
Yeah.
Be fair, man. Nah, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Daz.
Thank you very much. Thank you to you listeners out there, viewers. Please stay strong. Shibari-o, fighting.
Yep.
Let's all stick together and go through this, and we'll be okay. Ne? Nihei debiru.
Hey.
Hey,
So remember to like and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We are also going to be, so when you go onto YouTube and Facebook, you either like us or follow us, and so that you'll get all of our notifications when we have a new video coming out, right?
Especially our YouTube. We're looking for a lot of support for you subscribing on our YouTube page by going and searching Hawaii United Okinawa Association and hit that red subscribe button. Really appreciate it.
So thank you so much. Hey.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.